Jai Gurudev, invoking the cosmic mother Annapurna Jagatamata Purnamai Dayalan Daili me Purnam Amritam Jivane Punya Darshani. O Annapurna, the mother of the universe, full of compassion and grace, bestow upon me the nectar of life and bless me with virtue and goodness. This verse begins by recognizing Annapurna as a cosmic mother who nurtures all beings. The idea of a mother here symbolizes not just physical nourishment but also spiritual nourishment. In modern life, where many are consumed by external desires, this verse reminds us to reconnect with the fundamental source of existence and sustain ourselves spiritually. Modern insight: when we feel disconnected from our roots or overwhelmed by external pressures, invoking Annapurna helps center us in compassion and grace. Her blessings restore our balance and align us with the deeper nurturing energy of the universe. She reminds us that our vitality and joy come from the divine sources within us, not from external circumstances. Vishwarara Jagatamata Sarvaktamai Brahmananda Shikharani Bhaktavatsala Namostute. O Annapurna, the sustainer of the world, full of divine power, the one who holds the universe in her embrace, I bow to you. The protector and savior of all this verse paints Annapurna as the unifying force that holds the cosmos together. Her nurturing energy not only sustains life but also ensures that the universe functions harmoniously. The idea of Bhaktavatsala, the protector of devotees, signifies that she is always attentive to those who seek her, offering them protection, guidance, and care. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel disconnected from a higher power or the natural order. This verse is a reminder that despite life's uncertainties, there is a divine presence that is actively maintaining the universe's balance. By surrendering our fears and anxieties to Annapurna, we can trust that everything is part of a larger divine plan. Vidya Purnam, Jnana Purna, Shubha Purna, Namostate, Bhaktavatsala, Srishtikarta, Mokshadaini, O Annapurna, full of knowledge, wisdom, and auspiciousness, I bow to you. You are the protector of your devotees, the creator of the world, and the bestower of liberation. Here, Annapurna is depicted not only as a source of food, but also as a source of knowledge, that is, Vidya and wisdom or Jnana. She brings prosperity to both the material and intellectual realms. Mokshadaini, bestower of liberation, reveals that Annapurna leads us toward both worldly prosperity and spiritual liberation. The pursuit of material wealth alone can lead to emptiness. Annapurna teaches us that true prosperity is holistic, encompassing physical, intellectual, and spiritual wealth. In a world focused on external success, this verse encourages us to seek inner wisdom and balance. The goddess shows us that wealth without wisdom is transient, but wisdom and virtue lead to lasting fulfillment. Annapurnam Amritam Dehi Jivanam Punya Darshini Bhaktavatsala Bhakta Sampujya Mokshadaini. O Annapurna, grant me the nectar of life and bestow upon me the blessings of purity and goodness. You who are adored by your devotees bestow liberation. The verse calls for Annapurna's divine nectar of life, which represents both the sustenance and nurtures the body and wisdom that nourishes the soul. She is depicted as a goddess who not only feeds the physical body but also purifies the mind and spirit, leading to ultimate freedom or moksha. Annapurna's grace isn't limited to the material. In contemporary times where mental health and emotional well being are of significant concern, Annapurna represents the deep nurturing that provides relief from the anxieties and challenges of modern life. She teaches that true freedom comes from inner purity, mental and emotional liberation, not just physical wealth or status. Her role as the ultimate provider, O Annapurna, Purnamai Sarvasaktamai Dehi Me Purnamamritam Jivane Punyadarshini. O Annapurna, full of all powers and auspiciousness, grant me abundance, both material and spiritual, and bless me with virtue and goodness. This verse highlights the dual aspect of Annapurna. She provides material abundance and spiritual wealth. Annapurna's blessings are both tangible and intangible, fulfilling the needs of the body as well as the spirit. Modern success and material success is often pursued at the cost of neglecting the spiritual. However, Annapurna teaches that material wealth and spiritual fulfillment need not be at odds. Her blessings show that when we pursue wealth with integrity, mindfulness, and a sense of higher purpose, It becomes a tool for spiritual and personal growth in today's world where consumerism often dominates. This verse encourages us to reflect on our desires and to use our material wealth to serve others, creating a harmonious balance that aligns with both inner peace and outer prosperity. Annapurna Jagatam Mata Purnamai Dayalani Dehi Me Purnamamritam Jiva He Punya Darshini. O Annapurna, the mother of the universe, full of compassion and grace, bestow upon me the nectar of life and bless me with virtue and goodness. This verse invokes Annapurna for strength, calling for the nectar of life, a metaphor for divine sustenance that grants not only physical energy but also mental fortitude. In times of struggle, Annapurna is a source of inner strength. A life is full of challenges, and it is easy to feel weak or despondent. This verse reminds us that divine grace is always available to empower us to overcome adversity. In moments of difficulty, reciting the Annapurna Stotram can provide emotional and spiritual upliftment, giving the devotee courage to face life's hurdles with resilience and faith. Annapurnam Amritam Dehi Jeevanam Punya Darshini Bhaktavatsala Bhakta Sampuja Mokshadaini. O Annapurna, grant me the nectar of life and bestow upon me the blessings of purity and goodness. You who are adored by your devotees bestow liberation. The Annapurna Stotram culminates in the invocation of moksha, the ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. The goddess, through her divine grace, offers liberation to the devotees who approach her with their pure hearts and devotion. In contemporary spiritual practice, moksha isn't just about renunciation, but a state of inner freedom and enlightenment. We live in a world where distractions and attachments often keep us from realizing our true potential. Annapurna, as a bestower of liberation, guides us toward a state where we are no longer enslaved by our desires or fears. We are aligned with our true spiritual essence. The Annapurna Stotram is not just a prayer for physical sustenance, but a holistic prayer for nourishment on all levels: physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. The goddess Annapurna, as the embodiment of the Divine Mother, shows us how to live a balanced, prosperous, and fulfilling life. By seeking her blessings, we gain the strength to navigate challenges, wisdom to make righteous choices, and the grace to attain true liberation. In modern times, where distractions abound and materialism often takes precedence over spirituality, the Annapurna Sutram serves as a reminder that true prosperity includes not only external wealth but also internal growth, compassion, and wisdom. By embracing this divine balance, we can walk the path toward peace, fulfillment, and spiritual freedom. Annapurna Jagatam Mata Purnamai Dayalanj Dehi Me Purnam Amritam Jivane Punyam Darshini. This verse paints Annapurna as a cosmic mother who is ever present, nurturing the entire universe. She is not just a provider of food, but the one who blesses with the life giving nectar, the essential essence that sustains both body and soul. Purnamai, meaning full of completeness, reflects her capacity to bestow wholeness in every aspect of life. In today's fragmented world, where people often feel disconnected or incomplete, Annapurna serves as a reminder that true fulfillment comes from within. Her blessings of completeness show that we need to look inward for nourishment, not just physically but emotionally and spiritually. This line encourages us to nourish our soul and mind alongside physical sustenance to attain holistic well being. Vishwadhara Jagatam Mata San Sarvaktamai Brahmananda Shikharini Bhaktavatsala Namostate. This verse portrays Annapurna as the sustainer of the universe, emphasizing her role as a divine feminine energy that holds the world in harmony. Sarvasaktamai, full of all power, signifies that she embodies the infinite energy that drives both the material world and spiritual realms. She is a Bhaktavatsala, the one who cares for her devotees. In a time when many people question the role of femininity in the cosmic order, this verse emphasizes that the divine feminine is the source of creation, sustenance, and care. It's an important reminder to respect and honor feminine energy, whether in the form of motherly care or creative power, as it brings balance and harmony in our lives. By acknowledging the nurturing aspect of the divine, we become more attuned to the need for love, care, and compassion in our own lives. Vidyapurna, Jnanapurna, Shubhapurna, Namostate, Bhaktavatsala, Shrishtikarta, Mokshadaini. Annapurna is not merely a goddess of material wealth but also of knowledge and wisdom. Vidyapurna refers to the abundance of knowledge, and Jnanapurna implies the fullness of spiritual insight. She is the one who grants auspiciousness and well being through both worldly and spiritual means. In today's society, wealth is often perceived only in material terms. However, this verse reminds us that true prosperity extends to intellectual and spiritual wealth. Annapurna urges us to cultivate knowledge and wisdom rather than simply pursuing material gains. This can be understood in the modern context of continuous learning, self improvement, and spiritual growth. Prosperity, as she teaches, is not just about what we own, but who we become in the process of living. Annapurnam Amritam Dehi, Jeevanam Punedarshini, Bhaktavatsala, Bhakta Sampurja, Mokshadayini. The phrase Amritam Dehi refers to the divine nectar of life, symbolizing not just physical sustenance but the immortal essence that nourishes the soul. Jeevanam Punya Darshini conveys the goddess's role in purifying and uplifting her devotees through her divine grace. She is the bestower of liberation, leading her devotees to spiritual freedom. In a world where mental and emotional nourishment is often neglected, this line speaks to the need for finding deeper sources of sustenance. Annapurna offers more than material food. She offers spiritual clarity, inner peace, and emotional healing. In modern life, especially with the challenges of mental health, the invocation of Annapurna serves as a reminder to seek spiritual practices, whether it through meditation, prayer, or self reflection, that provide nourishment to our inner being. Annapurna Purnamai Sarvakta Samai Dehi Me Purnam Amritam Jeevane Punya Darshini. In this verse, Annapurna is presented as the embodiment of divine completeness, Purnamai, an all encompassing power, or Sarva Saktamai. The goddess not only sustains but also creates and provides the essence of life. Dehi Me Purnam Amritam signifies a request for divine sustenance that restores both body and spirit to its fullest potential. We live in a time where personal growth is a key focus for many people. Annapurna is invoked as a source of strength for this growth, urging us to recognize that wholeness cannot be found in external achievements alone, but in aligning our material pursuits with our deeper spiritual needs. This verse encourages us to seek balance between ambition and inner peace, recognizing that divine blessings guide us toward both material success and spiritual fulfillment. Annapurna Jagatam Mata, Purnamai Dayalani, Dehi Me Purnam Amritam, Jeevanam Purna Darshini. The compassionate nature of Annapurna is a central theme in this verse. Her blessings are not limited by time and condition. She is the eternal mother who nourishes and protects. By invoking her grace, devotees ask for her compassion to help them through life's struggles. In the face of modern challenges, whether they are emotional, psychological, or physical, this verse teaches us that the Divine Mother's compassion is always accessible. By calling on Annapurna, we open ourselves to receiving divine support and strength. This is particularly relevant in times of crisis where the strength we need to endure hardships comes not only from ourselves but from a higher source of grace and compassion. Annapurna Amritam Dehi Jeevanam Punya Darshini Bhaktavatsala Bhakta Sampurja Mokshadaini. The final invocation in the sutra points to moksha or liberation as the ultimate gift from Annapurna. While she nourishes her devotees with material and spiritual sustenance, her greatest blessing is the liberation from the cycle of birth and death. This liberation comes through pure devotion to the goddess. In contemporary times, the quest for liberation may seem abstract, but it can be understood as a freedom from attachment, desire, and fear. Annapurna, as the embodiment of grace, guides us toward living a life of freedom, not necessarily in the physical sense, but in terms of our inner peace and spiritual awakening. By surrendering to divine wisdom, we attain a form of liberation where we are free from the illusions that cloud our minds and hearts. Annapurnam Amritam Dehi Jeevanam Punya Darshini Bhaktavatsala Bhakta Sampurja Mokshadayini. Here, Annapurna is not merely a deity for food and sustenance, but also the giver of divine nectar or Amrita. The Amritam Dehi part highlights her role in providing the sacred nectar of life, which nourishes not just the physical body, but also the soul. Jeevanam Punya Darshini further suggests that she imparts a blessing of life and spiritual purity. Her presence leads to moksha, ultimate liberation or freedom from the cycle of rebirth. Mokshadayini here emphasizes that she is the giver of both worldly sustenance and spiritual liberation. In today's fast paced and often disconnected world, this verse reminds us that true nourishment goes beyond physical food. It speaks to the importance of spiritual nourishment and the need for mental and emotional healing. Just as Annapurna nourishes her devotees physically and spiritually, we are reminded to cultivate a balanced approach to our own well being, seeking holistic nourishment that encompasses our body, mind, and spirit. Vishwadhara Jagatam Mata Sarvasaktamai Brahmananda Shikharani Bhaktavatsala Namostate. This verse speaks of Annapurna as the foundation of the cosmos. The term Vishwadhara refers to her role as the one who supports the entire universe, providing it with stability and structure. Sarvasaktimai signifies that she is full of all powers, possessing the strength to sustain and uphold creation. Brahmanandamikshakarini can be interpreted as her being the creator and protector of the cosmic order. The final Bhaktavatsala reflects her compassion and love toward her devotees, providing them solace in the time of need. In a world marked by chaos, conflict, and instability, this verse draws attention to the idea that Annapurna's cosmic presence brings harmony. Her nurturing energy is a reminder that despite external turbulence, there is an eternal force that holds everything together. Today, this resonates with the need to return to spiritual grounding in order to find inner peace and external distractions. Her presence can be seen as a call for self care, inner harmony, and the cultivation of peace within.